Hey, it's your professional sarcastic man and seeker of attention, Oz Chris, here with reviews on Amazing Spider-Man number 16.HU and Green Lantern number 5. So starting off with ASM, if you haven't been keeping up, it's now the start of Hunted, this event only for Spider-Man, and as such they're having tie-in issues which are called HU.HU. So there's, if I remember correctly, there's like 3 or 4, and they will focus on a animal themed villain or character that Spidey has fought against or fought with. So Black Cat, I think there's a Killer Croc one, there's one for the Gibbon of all things, but so this is the first one. It slightly ties into near the end of the issue that started Hunted, the road to Hunted. Black Cat calls Spidey and lets him know that she's found the lizard's son, but something happens to her. So this is the story leading up to that. So written by Nick Spencer. You have art by Ivan Colo, and Edgar Delgado is the colorist on this. So Black Cat is sent to search for the owl by Hammerhead after noticing after she's been told that all of these animal-themed vigilantes or villains, etc., have been going missing. Hammerhead sends her to find where the owl is, and while this is also going on, she's dealing with the fact she's now remembering all the memories that were taken away from her when Peter revealed to her again in Spencer's ASM that he is Spider-Man. Peter Parker is a Spider-Man. All of her old memories that they had together are starting to rush back to her, and it hurts her on an emotional level. It hurts her all this time. She loves Spider-Man, but she could never remember the face, remember who he really was, and now it's all coming back to her while this is going on. But while she's dealing with that, like I said, she's looking for the owl, and she finds the lizard's son trapped instead, and this leads into her sending a message via a spider tracer to let Peter know she's there. So art, I really like the art. The art is pretty solid. Definitely pretty good. So no, this was a good issue of a good tie-in issue of ASM, but it's not necessary. So story-wise, I'll give it probably a 3.5. It's above average, but it's not necessary. For now, depending on how the other issues go, this isn't really necessary. You could entirely just skip this and you won't miss out on any details. It's mainly just focusing on first half, like Black Cat dealing with the fact that she's now got all of these memories back of her time with Peter, and then the rest her getting involved with Hunted. But that whole the whole message she gives via the spider tracer, that's told to Peter anyway at the end of the Road to Hunted issues. So you don't necessarily need to pick this up. This is pretty much very optional, as all tie-ins should be. It should be optional, not necessary. So they succeeded in achieving what the whole point of a tie-in, it being an optional issue. But art, I really like the art. I'll say 4 out of 5 for the art. Art and coloring by Colo and Delgado was pretty good. Cover, I'll give 4 out of 5. I like the cover. It's Greg Land, so you know that the face is going to be a bit off. I think that's my only problem with the cover. The face, I don't know. It's just, it's not drawn out of place, but the look of it feels like it is. Like, it's all the detail and everything. It's very much just well, he didn't like just Photoshop something or someone else drew it for him. But I know Greg Land is notorious for like using references for faces, particularly like models. So I don't know if it is. It could be, but the face doesn't look like it kind of belongs there, if you get what I mean. But it's a good cover regardless. So on to Green Lantern number 5. Marooned on a vampire planet, Hal Jordan faces the ultimate ordeal of endurance, Dark Star at Zenith. So he's announced his intentions to join the Dark Stars to Belzebeth, if I remember her name correctly. Yes, to her. The Black Stars, I mean, not the Dark. The Dark Stars. He has to prove himself. No, wait, it is Blackstar. This is confusing. Dark Star, Blackstar. To prove himself, he has to prove himself worthy to join the Black Stars, and he has his arms chained together, and he has to look for 3 pieces of Black Star armor. He must retrieve all 3 of them, and it will, as he tells her, as she tells him, prove that he can be one of the Black Stars. So Hal goes throughout this entire ordeal, looking for each piece of the armor, facing the horrors of the Church of the Blood, as she called this whole like undead-filled, dark, creepy place. He retrieves each part of the armor, and while this is going on, she's conversing with Hal, trying to dig into his mindset while this is going on. So it's not only a physical challenge, it's also a psychological one as well. And Hal, being a Green Lantern, knows that every part of him that made him a Green Lantern is slowly being broken down by this challenge. But in the end, he succeeds, and we get a little revelation about Hal joining the Black Stars. The real reason why, it's a very obvious one, but I won't spoil it. So story 4 out of 5. Art, I'm gonna say 5 out of 5. Olive on the coloring, Sharp on the art is great. Sharp is very well known. Sharp has done fantasy with Brave and the Bold. He's doing cosmic with Green Lantern, but he's really shown he can also hit gothic and dark. And I like the I don't know if it was intentional, but the symbolism that Hal as a Green Lantern, in his slightly bright green suit, is just in an area full of darkness. He's the light in the darkness, or the light about to be consumed by the darkness, since he wants to join the Black Stars and is a former Green Lantern at this moment. So art is definitely great. Did I rank it? I said 4. I said 5 out of 5. Cover, 5 out of 5 of that. Great looking cover as well. So that is it for those two, for ASM 16.HU and Green Lantern number 5. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.